Hi everyone, welcome back to this week's Mindset Shift. Today we are talking all about how to overcome overwhelm. Have you ever had a time where you've just been so overwhelmed by something that it actually paralyzed you? Like mentally and physically, you're like, I don't even know how to decide. I don't even know what to do next. I'm not even going to make the next move because I don't even know what it is. Well, I just want you to know you are not alone. This is so common, and there's just so much information and noise and so much going on. And especially now that things are moving and grooving a little bit more of that is coming at us, and we're being inundated with more choices now once again. And being in education, I definitely know that this month is huge, right? We have so many deadlines, whether you're a student or a staff member or a parent, you are feeling crunch time to end time. So today I want to share a story with you about a red shirt, and then I'm going to share with you some ideas or strategies to hopefully help you overcome the feeling of overwhelm. All right, so the red shirt. I was talking with a student a few weeks ago, and we were talking all about these deadlines and things that we needed to do. And the analogy of a pile of laundry came up, and it sounded like this pile of laundry was his pile of to-dos, whether that is your pile of actual laundry or it's your pile of tasks that you have that you're running into a deadline. This student had a pile of to-dos and said that really it's just so much easier to shut the door. So I don't even want to try to start. I don't even know where to start in the pile. So to help this student so that he didn't feel like his only option was to shut the door, I said, what would it be like to just pick one red shirt? Not even think about the whole pile right now. What if we just had to make one red shirt come out of the pile and we folded one? What might that look like and feel like? So I'm asking you as you're listening, in your big pile of stuff that you feel like you have to do that's feeling overwhelming and paralyzing you, what is just one thing that you could take out of that pile and start doing? So I'm going to walk you through kind of the steps that I took, and then I'll tell you what happened. So the first thing is you have to collect the data. I mean, how much stuff do we got going on here, right? And how can we make that measurable? Where are we and where do we want to be, right? Second thing is, how can I detach from the data that is currently my reality? So if it's like, oh, I never do anything on time, or I'm always late, how can I detach from that feeling or that phrase and start to replace it and decide that I want something different? So for this instance, I never do homework. I just don't do my homework. That's what the student said. I go home and I don't do anything. Okay, well, do you want to continue to do that? Is that going to get you the result that you want? Probably not. So he had to decide, I need to detach from the fact that I don't think that I do anything or need to do anything, because if I want a certain result, then I need to start doing something. Okay, so we collected the data. We saw how big this pile really was. We detached from things that weren't serving us anymore, whether that was the fact that I didn't do any assignments or the fact that I didn't start this then when I thought I was supposed to. We just need to have the power of now, right? We're working with right now. And so number 3 was decide. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? There's so much power in decision. Do you know that decision actually means to cut off? It is to decipher. So cut off other choices. So we're not even going to have the choice to do nothing anymore. We're going to do something because that's what we decided we want more of. We want more of doing something and less of doing nothing that makes us feel overwhelmed and just has us up in our head thinking about all the things that we're supposed to do, right? Okay, so the first D was data. Second D is detach. Third D is decide. And now guess what? That brings us to do. So now we just had to get really clear with what was it that we needed to do. And you know what happens when we make a decision? It actually gives us direction on what to do and where we're going. And so it actually tells us our steps. It's the instruction guide once we just make that decision. And so if you hear anything today, decision is so powerful. When you decide, all of these other choices and temptations fall to the wayside essentially, and the power becomes in the now, and your direction is laid out in front of you. So then you can actually act and do, because what is doing? Doing is motion. It's putting something in motion. And if you've watched any of my other videos, once you're in motion, you now get to create some momentum, which is pretty awesome, because then you're out of your head, you're in your heart, and you're on your way, and things are great. And guess what happens next? So when you do, then you can say you did. And do you know what did means? Did means completion. I've accomplished this. And guess what completion leads to? Confidence. And guess what else? Who can give you confidence? No one. You have to earn your confidence, and you earn confidence by doing. It's really that simple. People can get you started, right? Like, I always think of it like a fire. Like, people can encourage you and give you kindling. So maybe your teachers or your parents, or you're the ones that are giving the kindling. We're encouraging. But our kids and ourselves, like, people can encourage us all day long, but until we decide to take that power and have that action and put like a big log of what we decide, that fire doesn't stay with just the kindling of encouragement. And so confidence is huge when you make that decision and you choose to do, and then you did. And guess what the last D is? It's discover. You're going to discover that you have all these possibilities in front of you, because once you do, I was telling a student today, it's kind of like building your resume of like confidence and character. Now I can look back, and anytime that I was challenged by something, I just look back and I'm like, oh yeah, I overcame that. So this same feeling of overwhelm that I felt 2 months ago or last week or a year ago, I've been there, I've done this. So the last question for you really is, when was the time that you were overwhelmed, and how did you tackle it? How did you get through it? Because that's your answer. That's your guide. So today, I hope that this mindset shift was a gift, and that you now can overcome your overwhelm by simply just asking yourself a few questions and following the 7 Ds. And so I will repeat them so that you can sit with them a little bit and make some decisions of your own. So the first one is data. The second one is detach from what was and decide what you want to be. And then once you decide, that will give you the direction to where you're going and what you need to do next. And then once you do, now you've accomplished and did, and then you discover all the possibilities of moving forward in the direction that you want to be. So what is your red shirt? What is one thing, one piece that you can take out of your pile this week to get yourself in motion, to start doing and going in the direction that you want more of? Well, I'm on my way. I'm going to go for a little run, because guess what my one red shirt was this week? A little bit of self-care. So I'm going to get out there on my trail, and I'm going to fill my cup with this beautiful nature and some movement and motion. All right, until next week, I hope this mindset shift was a gift.